morning. I want to go back in time a little bit. First of all, let me tell you that I represent UMass Dartmouth faculty, staff, and maintainers. We also represent K through 12 throughout the state, public librarians, healthcare, and private higher ed. Okay, we have quite a few schools. I am a social studies teacher from Salem High School. I'm on leave as I serve as president, and I also worked as an adjunct at North Shore Community College for several years. I absolutely love community college work. It feels like a place of first chances, but also a place of second chances for so many. I want to go back in time, and I want to tell you a story about a woman named Coco. I come from a long line of women who live a very long time, which is good. As I age, I'm very happy that I see another 50 years ahead of me. But my grandmother, in her late 80s, she had a visiting nurse named Coco, and I was a little girl. And Coco told me she needed to have a job that supported her family. She had been a death in her family, needed to get back into the workforce while her children were very young. Salem State College had a wonderful RN program. She was able to go while her students were in school, and she gave back to the community. She talked to me, and I was probably 10. She talked to me about how it didn't cost very much, and she had a really good job that she valued afterwards. And she felt she was giving back to the community. And I'll tell you, she did give back to the community, because my grandmother lived in her home until her very last day. And, I'm gonna cry. And so much of that was because of the service of the visit. Okay. I always cry. I'm so sorry. I'm such a crier. But the visiting nurses that came to her home, and the same with my grandfather, but I was particularly close to my grandmother. And I remember being in the car driving with my mother asking about, why do people pay for school? I thought school was free. I go to the public school. I never heard about tuition. And she explained to me, and she used terms without saying common good, but that's what she was explaining to me, that the entire state of Massachusetts paid a little bit of their taxes so that Coco could go to school, serve my grandmother, and also serve her children well by being able to support them. And that stuck with me. And we loved Salem State in my family because they had a really good hockey team in the 70s. And we would go to the hockey games, and it was rowdy, and they were the Vikings, and they had Viking hats, and it was crazy, and my father said to me, "You will never go to this school." Is that clear? Well, I went to that school. And Salem State was affordable for me, probably 10 or 12 years after this conversation with Coco. And when I graduated, and I'll tell the story all the time, $250 a semester is really affordable. It was affordable then. My family didn't contribute to my college. I paid for it all. I had a summer job, and I was able to earn my tuition and living expenses, and that's the way it should be. We're talking about public higher ed. I became a double Viking when I got my master's, but to go into a public service career, we should be funding that. All of us should be funding it. I know it's shifted so much in the last 40 years about how we fund, and way more of our tuition and fees is put upon our students rather than all of us who benefit. And my mother explained to me that everybody pays a little and everyone benefits a lot. So I want us to think about that as we go forward. So many of my colleagues are graduates of the UMass system, of the college system, the university system here in Massachusetts. We should be able to graduate debt-free or as close to it as possible. It is a worthwhile investment in our I was going to say young adults. Not everybody's young that goes to college, and I got to say, for all the Claires of the world, we need to make this investment. For all those kids who came through here a few minutes ago, we need to make this investment. It is the only reason why we continue to do this work. So thank you for being here. We're going to spend that $1 billion in a good way.